Hey guys, this is future Justin after this episode was recorded. We have an audio problem this episode and I can't fix it. There is a shit ton of audio peaking. We accidentally set the levels wrong and Cameron just peaks the mic multiple times. If you hate the sound of audio popping, you're not going to be able to listen to this episode. I apologize sincerely.
Warning. We are about to spoil Hannibal, Season 3, Episodes 8 through 13, and, by association, Manhunter and Red Dragon, since they follow the same source material.
If you haven't seen these and plan on watching them, leave now and come back later. But if you have seen them or don't care, then please stick around.
Audience, some of you have been misinformed. Some of you think you must consume art, but art food is not nearly as good as human food. Not many people know what the deal is with human food because art food is so easily consumed. But human food surely does have something about it, something that cannot be described with words, but with sounds such as and but art food can only be described as meh and blasé. Human food, that is the stuff of dreams. And dreams are made of more human food. The human food is actually a very complex story. Let us start from the beginning. Human food. First, there was nothing. Then, there was a Big Bang. Or not a Big Bang, but a God. Or a God making a Big Bang. The human food started there. Well, not there. Slightly over there. That was human food. When the human food met other food, it ate it to become stronger human food. And then it digivolved to the digivolution, the digi-he, digi-hear, digi-know.
I was honestly expecting Cameron to cut me off by this point.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cinema Roulette. Today is a really glorious day, but also a really sad day because it's the end of Hannibal.
Season 3.
That's it. This is and by therefore Season 3, the show, because that was the last season.
It's true. Unless that whole Season 4 thing does go through, because then we'll have to come back and cover it.
I think it's been too long. I don't think they're going to go through with it.
No, they were kicking around the idea like late last year. So.
Were they? Jesus.
Yeah, like having it as a Peacock original, because that's NBC's thing.
Their streaming service is called Peacock?
Yeah, because their symbol is the Peacock. Oh no, I just went quiet because it did the vroom, vroom thing.
Oh. Okay.
But now we're back.
Where the fuck are you going to cut it? Where's the pause?
There was a pause, don't worry about it.
All right. You know what? You're the editor for Hannibal, so I'll let you worry about that later. Okay. So, yeah. This is going to be really interesting because we're basically describing it's the same plot as Red Dragon and Manhunter, but with a few changes. So
it's its own adaptation, unless it's following the book. But I haven't read the book, so I don't fucking know. Or do I?
I have not read the books either. So
because who the hell reads?
I do. Did you have anything else after that, or are you just going to stare at me condescendingly?
I wouldn't say condescending.
Then how would you stare at me after that?
Don't know.
All right.
I'm a bit lost at the moment.
Do you want to do the synopsis?
No.
Okay, bye everyone.
Damn it!
Yeah, right.
Thank you so much for watching. I realized I did that for the audio outro of the podcast because we're now available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and our podcast apps. But
Shameless plug.
shameless plug. Links in description. But I say thanks for watching at the end, I'm like, oh wait, it's the audio version. So I guess it's thanks for listening.
Yeah, good job on that one.
You watch with your mind. We talk so... See, the joke there was gonna be, we don't talk very elegantly on the show, but I couldn't think of the proper word there, which fucked up the joke, but then made it ironically a different joke.
We work on multi-levels here, ladies and gentlemen.
It's fucking complicated humor. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Who originally said that? Because we use that all the time.
That's Bo Burnham.
Oh, yeah.
It's complicated humor. It's okay if you don't get it. Yeah, we should probably do the summary and actually focus up this episode.
Yeah.
I've had a long day today.
It's all good, so have I. I'm actually really sore for some reason. My muscles are still aching from yesterday. I don't know why. So.
My brain just hurts. I don't like it.
Shit, man.
But what I did enjoy was Hannibal Season 3, Part 2.
Yes.
Segues are fun. So, after the events of, well, last time on Hannibal, everyone just got fucked. Wait, no, that's the end of Season 2.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's Hannibal Season 3. Everyone got fucked.
Mason got fucked.
Yes.
I
I don't know. Will got pretty beat the fuck up too, so.
Yeah, but he recovered.
He did. At least he's not dead, so.
Yeah. And then it's 3 years later, isn't it?
Correct. 3.
Okay. So 3 years have passed since we were last here, which, knowing our upload schedule, might be true. Will has a family now because we need that for Red Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, we had her name last time, and I don't remember it.
It should still be in the thing, yeah? Should still be in Discord?
It could be.
I think we copied it in Discord.
Maybe. I'm a Catholic whore.
No, that was just... Just people hearing that without any context are going to be like, the fuck? We only had Chio's name. That's it, the Asian lady.
No, Dr. Bloom is who I was thinking of.
Oh, you're thinking of Bloom. Okay.
Yeah, Dr. Bloom got married to Mason's sister. So that's cool. Jack is working back with the FBI. And, what's the dude's name? The doctor who is the most immortal person in the world.
Chilton.
Chilton wrote a book on Hannibal, and Hannibal is in prison. In the nicest prison cell I've ever seen.
Right? It's even nicer than the one from, like, Silence of the Lambs and Red Dragon.
Yeah, because he at least has books and a table, and it's pretty big.
Yeah, it's a lot of space for what is essentially a prison cell.
Hannibal isn't getting death penalty because he was let go on insanity, even though everyone who knows Hannibal knows he isn't crazy in that sense.
Yeah, he pleaded insanity, and that's why Chilton wrote in his book and exaggerated all the things.
But, of course, since the camera's turned back on, not everything is going hunky-dory.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because there is a new murderer, the Tooth Fairy, who is the Great Red Dragon.
Yep.
Played
by Richard Armitage, and if you've seen Castlevania, the animated series on Netflix, he's the voice of Trevor Belmont.
You can hear it sometimes. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But Tooth Fairy's going on well, I guess it's still technically a killing spree
But for this show, it's only 2 families, which, honestly, really low numbers, guy. Like, come on.
Yeah, actually, you're competing with Hannibal here.
Hannibal and all the other fucked up serial killers to just live in this version of America.
Just the mountain of dead bodies. So many families.
So many. But murders started up, and then Jack Crawford's like, I know who can solve this crime. And Will just goes, no.
Yeah.
Wow, Jack. The way you say that makes me think, no, and also, how about fuck you?
Pretty much.
But then Jack goes to his wife and is like, Will's the only one who can stop this. She kind of caves very quickly and just like, okay, I'll convince him.
Yeah, and I think part of that was her desire too. Like she knew he was righteous, and she's like, I want you to do the right thing. So she's like, if another family died and you were here, how would that make you feel? If you could have, knowing you could have stopped it, basically.
And Will was like, yo, I went through season 1 and I am not going to be good after this. And she's like, it'll probably be fine. It was not.
No.
But the Red Dragon also, during this investigation, falls in love with a blind woman named Reba. And the Red Dragon kind of has the split personality thing where he is his normal self, and then there is the Red Dragon who wants to murder and sacrifice.
Yeah, and his actual name is Francis Dollarhide, just so you know.
I'm going to continue to call him the Red Dragon.
All right.
So I'm trying to remember exactly, because I have seen Red Dragon, but this changes around where the beats are and changes a few things, my brain is getting them confused.
That's fine. Just you'll be fine.
It will be fine. It was not.
It wasn't fine.
So, okay, who do I? Because Will goes to see Hannibal. Goes to see Dr. Lecter.
Yep.
Because we don't call him Hannibal anymore because we're not friends. Pouts. And he's like, hey, I kind of still, but I also know you can help us catch this guy. And Hannibal tries to be sassy, but Sassy Will is back in full force, and he outsasses Hannibal to hell.
He outsasses Hannibal, and then Hannibal's just like, okay, I'll help you.
He's like, okay, husbando. Also, Will gets Scully to be his psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't you trust someone who was technically helping Hannibal with his crimes? Yeah.
Honestly.
She doesn't do anything.
Well, except at the end, but we'll get to that.
She doesn't do anything to hurt Will.
Yeah.
But during this, what's reporter lady? Because she's only literally in this twice.
I'm trying. Oh, that's gonna bug me. It's like on the tip of my fucking tongue. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna look that up. Oh, that's gonna bug the shit out of me. I know it. As soon as I hear it.
I'll keep talking while you look it up.
Go ahead.
Reportedly sees that Will is talking to Hannibal, and also it turns out the Red Dragon has big boy crush on Hannibal. And it's like, I based my work off of you, or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
As he hacks into the phone line so he can look like Hannibal's lawyer and talk to Hannibal in prison. And Hannibal finds Will's home, where Will lives, and then kind of tells the Red Dragon, hey, what if you just, like, went there and killed everyone? But, so the Red Dragon goes ahead and do that, and luckily, Will's wife is actually smart. Also, if you've seen Red Dragon, you may be wondering, wow, are we already at the end? No, this is the middle part.
It's Freddie Lowndes.
Freddie Lowndes is the report.
Yeah.
That bitch.
Yeah, she's still a cunt.
Well, I can't even call her an asshole in this because she's barely in it.
Yeah, she's not. It's not like the first 2 seasons where we're like, oh, we want you dead.
Also, the reason the Red Dragon's after Will is because it's like, he's investigating you. You should probably stop that so you don't get caught.
Well, no, he goes after Will because of what Freddie Lounds does. Did you say that already?
No, you're thinking of the second time she reports him. This is before when.
Yeah, when she publishes his thing, and yes. Okay.
And then he gets in contact with Hannibal, and Hannibal's like, "Yo, go here to kill Will's family."
Yes.
But luckily, Will's wife is actually smart and hears the Red Dragon break into her home, gets her son out, and gets herself out before the Red Dragon can get them.
Mm-hmm.
They stop a truck by the road. Sadly, the person who was driving the truck gets shot by the Red Dragon, and as they're driving away, Will's wife gets shot.
Yeah.
She isn't dead, but she's shot.
Right through the shoulder.
Also, his son, he tries to comfort his stepson. He's like, I read that you murdered someone. Will's just kind of like, yeah.
Well, yeah, because he says, like, are you going to kill him? He's like, no, I'm going to put him in a mental institute. And he's like, weren't you in a mental institute for killing someone? Or something like that.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah.
And then, I know some people may be like, why aren't you saying the wife's name? That's because she's dropped from the plot right after this.
Yeah, they go in the hospital, and we don't see them, I don't think, at all for the last 2 episodes.
We don't even see them in wrap-up.
No, we don't, do we? Shit.
So now they need to find new bait to get the Red Dragon because they know he wants Will. And they know Hannibal cheated him.
Yeah.
But first, they got in contact with Shilton. Said his name right for one.
Good job. 10 out of 10.
Hooray. It only took me till the end of the show.
Yeah, it only took me till the... what number recording is this? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Because it's 2 parts, yeah? 6. The 6th recording.
Hey. But Will gets the idea where if they make fun of the Red Dragon hard enough in Frey Lau's
Lounds.
Damn it.
With a D. It's okay. Hey, you got Shilton's name right. I'll cut you some slack. It's fine.
I'll just call her Freddy.
Yeah.
In Freddy's magazine, if they basically say, yo, that I heard that Tooth Fairy has a small dick, that will piss him off enough.
That's pretty much what they say.
It is. Will's just basically like, he's super impotent, and he can't get an erection, he has a small penis, and he probably smells of cheese. And the Red Dragon's like, I do not smell of cheese!
I wish he would have actually... I'm just imagining him saying that. That would have been fucking hilarious.
Also, him and Reba were hanging off super good, and he also ate a painting.
Yeah.
He ate a painting, and Will saw him, but he threw Will like he was 10 times stronger than he looked. So that's neat.
It's the dragon, man. He has the strength of a dragon.
Dragon. I don't really... Yeah, that is a super important plot. I'll just keep going. Yeah. And then they set up Will to go out and be bait, thinking like, okay, the Red Dragon will come for him. Well, the Red Dragon goes for Shilton.
Yeah.
He kills both of Shilton's guards and then kidnaps Shilton. Is like, you say I have a big dick, and Shilton's like, oh yeah, I lied. You do have a big penis. And he's like, look at these. Do you understand? Look at my slideshow. Do you understand me now? Me and my edge. And Shilton's like, yeah, I totally understand. Now could I just go and not be set on fire? And the Red Dragon goes, well, I guess you could, but imagine if you were on fire.
Yeah, well, and then he proceeds to bite his lips off.
Yeah, he does that.
He bites his fucking lips off and then sets him on fire.
sets him on fire, and then Shilton, being the most durable bastard in existence, fucking survives this.
So just to recap, Dr. Shilton has had his chest cut open and his intestines...
He's been
disemboweled. That's the word I was going to go. He's been disemboweled, survived that for surgery. He has been shot in the fucking face and, goes through his head, out the back of his head, and survives. And then he was set on fire, or had his lips bit off, was set on fire, and survives that.
And he's still alive. And no, he's not like, oh, he only has a few minutes to talk before he dies. No, he's going through surgery and skin grafts and will probably live.
It's ridiculous how durable this motherfucker is. Like, I think we were already like, okay, you're pushing your luck a little here with him surviving getting shot in the head. But then he survives that. We were just kind of like, okay.
Just kill him.
God, just put him out of his fucking misery.
Oh, also, the Red Dragon made a tape, and the tape basically said, Will Graham, you're kind of a piece of shit for saying all those things, because Shilton sold out Will. It was like, Will said all those things, not me.
Yeah, because there was a scene where, a really funny scene where they were giving the Freddie Loudons interview, and Dr. Shilton says, like, something, psychiatry related, and Will just interprets it as something else that's, like, far more terrible. And even Shilton just looks at him like, fuck, dude.
So the Red Dragon says, like, I will be coming after you. And then he actually does get to Will. But since Will's super sympathetic, he's able to understand the Red Dragon.
Well, that was after he did the house setting on fire thing, yeah?
Wait, did what?
That was after the house setting on fire thing.
Oh, I forgot about the house setting on fire part. Sorry, I forgot the order there.
Yeah, you skipped ahead a little bit. It's okay. Because again, in Red Dragon, it's different, so...
Yeah. Reverse back. So, Reba and the Red Dragon... Well, the Red Dragon has kind of taken over. Fully taken over at this point.
Because he tries to break it off with her earlier, just for her own sake, and she takes it the wrong way and thinks, oh, he's just rejecting me.
Yeah, you're closed off, and I understand that I am also a broken person, but we can still, like, have this work out. Mm-hmm. And then he does creepy bullshit.
Yep.
So, and he says, like, he realizes he doesn't want to sacrifice her to the Red Dragon, and says, like, it just kind of does the sort of, we're both going to die, and sets the house on fire while she's locked in. And then he's like, I can't watch you die, and shoots himself in the face. And he had, like, the key to the front door around his neck, so Reba crawls on the corpse, grabs the key, and is like, yep, that's super dead.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets out and makes it out okay. Isn't this how the final episode opens, or is this second to last?
Oh no, this is how the final episode opens.
Yeah. That's how the final episode opens.
With him getting shot in the face, roll the opening credits, and even Justin was like, where do we go from here?
Yeah, because I forgot actually about the fake-out death. Then Will talks to her and is like, hey, don't blame yourself. He was actually trying to better himself for you, so don't think you attract psychopaths. You were attracting the better part of him.
Yeah. Which is actually a really touching way to put it, honestly.
That was nice, Will. Good job.
Yeah.
Now just go rest in your motel room. I'm sure nothing is... Oh, hey, the Red Dragon.
Hey, Francis, how are you?
Talk about Francis Ha, am I right?
How did we not make that throughout the show?
I didn't think of it till... Well, because they just call him the Red Dragon at this point.
Well, no, like, the blind woman called him Francis all the time.
I have no excuse here. I'm just going to move on.
All right.
But like I said earlier, before I had to backtrack, Will is sympathetic enough to understand why the Red Dragon does what he does. And he's like, hey, the real person you want to kill is Hannibal, and I got a plan.
Because he betrayed you earlier. Remember when he said they're listening and sold you out? Remember that?
Yeah, I didn't do that. I just drew you out. I was being honest. So then Will goes to Jack and is like, okay, hear me out. We fake Hannibal's escape. The Red Dragon comes to kill him, and then we just shoot both of them.
Yep. Yeah.
And Jack's like, I like that plan. Just make sure Hannibal agrees.
And it's funny because the one doctor originally, or the psychiatrist lady, not Scully, but the other one,
Dr. Bloom.
Dr. Bloom, yeah, she goes to Hannibal and she's like, she tells Will that he'll agree if Will tells him himself and says please.
Which he does. Say please. And then they're going through with the plan. And then the Red Dragon shows up and kind of fucks up the plan.
Yeah, they're like driving on the way to the place that they were going to set up, and then he kind of comes a tad bit early, kills the driver, and then basically kills everyone else except Will and Hannibal.
Yeah, he kills the police escort and all the guards, so that way Will and Hannibal can follow him in a cop car.
Because Will, like, he when the cop car, like when the driver goes off the road, like Will bashes his head against a window and gets knocked out. So.
But Hannibal and Will head back to one of Hannibal's homes on a cliffside. I don't think we were ever there before.
We weren't, because like he said, oh yeah, I was here with the one chick who got her throat slit.
Abigail?
Abigail, that's it. We were here with Abigail, but we never actually saw him there with Abigail, I don't think.
Or if we did, it was in a flashback and I don't remember, and I apologize. But it's on a cliffside. This is important.
And they even mention it. They like heavily foreshadow. He's like, "Wow, the last time I'm here, the cliff's still eroding, and it's been like even further, or something like that."
And then Hannibal and Will are just kind of talking, and Will goes, "You know, he's probably watching." And Hannibal's like, "I'm sure of it." They keep talking. Then all of a sudden, Hannibal gets shot.
It's a really cool shot too, because like he's holding a glass of wine, and then like the glass breaks as like the bullet penetrates his stomach and the wine glass. I was like, that was really cool.
So Hannibal falls to the floor, and Will just kind of stands there and drinks wine as the Red Dragon threatens to kill Hannibal.
Yeah, it's great because like he goes there. He's talking about how he's going to torture him, and he sets up the camera to film it, and then Will just sits there and just sips a glass of wine.
But it is shown quickly that Will is about to go for the gun in his back pocket.
Yeah.
However, the Red Dragon then attacks Will and tosses him outside.
He stabs him through the cheek and then tosses him outside, yeah.
Yeah. And then we get probably the coolest goddamn fight scene in the entire show, where Will and Hannibal work together to kill the Red Dragon.
Yeah, like, because Will pulls the knife out of his cheekbone. Hannibal goes and tackles the Red Dragon, and then, like, the Red Dragon throws him around, he grabs a hatchet, and then him and Will work together where he has a knife, he has a hatchet, and they just kind of just have this awesome fight scene between them where the two of them are just going at it. It's fucking amazing.
They kill the Red Dragon and then kind of rest on each other. Hannibal says this is the life that he always wanted for Will and him and Abigail.
And Will's like, yeah, this feels great. This is what I wanted.
He laughs and then says this feels great and then pushes himself and Hannibal off the cliff.
Yep. Kind of just tackles him off the cliff.
It's not even a tackle. It's
like a push.
It's a very intimate push.
Yeah. Like they're hugging each other, and like he kind of just like leans like with his arm against Hannibal and just pushes them both off the fucking cliff.
Gay undertones? What gay undertones?
It's like you said, they're not undertones if they're overtones.
And finally, after the credits roll, we see one last shot of Scully at a table with a dinner for three and her own leg cooked and ready to eat.
Yep. She's waiting there, and there's two other places set, but doesn't look like anyone's coming.
And that is the end of Hannibal, season 3.
Man, like,
Where to fucking start?
what a fucking ride, I have to say, just off the bat. What a series. Holy shit.
This is honestly one of the best shows to be on. The most cinematic shows I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, like the cinematography is just sets itself apart so much from other shows, and just the editing style too. Like you said, like we won't be able to watch Normal Conversations again because it does this cool thing all the time where like Hannibal and Will are talking behind a cell, but then as they talk about like what's important, it flashes to them like together in a room, like in Hannibal's psychiatry office, or if they're talking about the crime scene, they're just all of a sudden at the crime scene talking, and then like it cuts back to them and him in the cell and them separated. It's just such a cool way to do a conversation like that.
That, even though there's so much trippy stuff in this series, there's so many horrific sights and such dreamlike movement, that's probably one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
And the only reason is because it takes something so simple and makes it interesting to watch. Because I've seen the first season of Blacklist, and I can see this scene being done like almost every episode in the first season where, okay, you have the main investigator and you have the eccentric criminal.
Yeah.
The main character says, well, there's this thing, and then the eccentric criminal goes, yes, but did you look here? And then walks to a whiteboard and looks and then points to there. But here they actually go to the house, like they're inside the bedroom where the murders happened, and then Hannibal's like, well, what about but did you think about outside? And then it actually cuts to them being out there still talking to each other, pacing around, looking.
Yeah, like Hannibal's in his regular like psychiatry outfit. He's not in like the white clothes anymore. It's just, it's so cool.
It must have been expensive as hell and a shooting schedule that was annoying as fuck, but it's so worth it.
It was so worth it because it was just, and it wasn't even that it wasn't even hard to follow. Like you could tell which scenes were in their head and which ones, like you knew as soon as they were talking together, because Hannibal's been behind bars this whole time. It's established that, but you knew as soon as that happened, like they were in their head and they were thinking about it. And it's just such a cool way to visualize what they're thinking and what they're saying.
I think we brought up the Every Frame of Pain Edgar Wright video before.
Yes.
And I think Hannibal kind of does that for drama in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean that because you've seen that video, correct?
Yes.
You remember when they're talking about the drinking scene in The World's End?
Yeah.
It makes something just so cinematic out of what could be a very simple scene.
Yeah. But it's those fast cuts to the drinks and stuff, you know, the psh, ching, and then like them pushing it too, and the sound effects, and it makes something so simple look so visually interesting.
Yeah, and in Edgar Wright, it's funny, but here it just keeps the flow of something so you stay invested in the case instead of just watching two people talk.
Exactly. Like, and sometimes I know in like regular crime dramas, like they'll flash a photo on like the screen or something on one of those computers, but like here it's like you actually see it, and it's such a cool way to do it. Just top notch for the cinematography all around.
I would ask if there's anything negative we have to say, but I honestly don't.
No, at least not with this last half of the season. So,
like, besides Shilton being the most durable motherfucker, there's
I think that's
here.
Really the only negative, honestly. Yeah.
I guess Will's family is kind of pointless, but they're so pointless it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like, and I mean, we did need them, you know, to add some drama for Will and character development. You said at the beginning it actually might have worked better if he was with the sister, but we found out the sister was with Bloom, so that was cool, honestly.
Yeah, I think it would have worked better with the sister because then we would have at least had action already instead of just this random new woman.
Yeah, it would have raised the stakes because they're kind of not really given an introduction. They're just kind of there. We're just like, oh, hi, it's his wife and kid. Okay.
We're doing Red Dragon, so we need these for later.
Pretty much. Yeah, I didn't think they would do that, but then Justin pointed out it's been 3 years. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that there's a time jump technically.
Hey, it's been 3 years, so Will had time to get his life together.
Yeah, he had time to get away from the case and focus on himself. So, after nearly having his head fucking sawed off.
And even then, the scene where his wife is trying to get away from the Red Dragon, it's super tense.
Oh, that action scene was so fucking tense. Oh my god.
And since this show has been so loosely following the books, I didn't know if they were going to live.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the wonderful thing about this half of the season, especially because I know they loosely followed Hannibal for a lot of the first half of the season and some of season 2. Because like I said, the pig guy and all that was in Hannibal. That was lifted from Hannibal. Even the parts when he was in Italy, that was also from Hannibal. But yeah, like especially in this adaptation of Red Dragon, and honestly, that part of Hannibal was way looser than the movies ever were. So like way looser. But this is more of a straightforward adaptation, and that's the thing that it benefits from. It doesn't have to follow Manhunter or Red Dragon. It's not a remake. It's an adaptation of the material. They can do whatever the fuck they want, because that's why it says, you know, it doesn't say based on Red Dragon. It says characters based off of Red Dragon, or based off of characters from Red Dragon or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did actually, because I've brought this up in a film group before talking about Hannibal, and someone said they haven't watched the show because they enjoy the books too much. It's like, if that's your reasoning, ignore the book. I know it's hard, but just ignore the books.
It's not like a direct adaptation of the books. Just watch it. It's not a direct remake. It's an adaptation. Yeah, just don't think about it. Just think of it as its own thing. That's what it is.
And the creative liberties they took throughout this series is fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah. Because, like I said, the whole thing where he burns the reporter, like in the original Manhunter and Red Dragon, that reporter was Freddie Lowndes, who burned in the wheelchair. And there wasn't really much thought given to it. But they did that clear back in season 2. And as soon as I saw the underground parking garage, I'm like, wait, are we doing this scene now? When they were still adapting Hannibal. I'm like, oh my god, we're doing it now. And it turned out that was a fake out to fake Freddie Lowndes' death, which that was a great twist. I thought they actually killed her because that's what happened. But no, it turns out she was still alive and it was a fake out. I'm like, that is clever. It's clever little twists like that make this really good.
And also it gave more, you said this, it gave more reason to the wheelchair burning because it was, the Red Dragon kind of mocking Will on how he did before.
Yes, because before it was just like, and the thing I point out too is it's like it doesn't really fit his MO. His MO is he kills families for, you know, the reasons that they gave. I'm not going to go into the detail, but yeah, he like kills the families. Like it was just kind of out of nowhere that he burned the reporter. It's like you said, maybe it was like fire because dragon's breath, but even then that was loose. This actually gave reason for him to burn Chilton.
Yeah.
He was mocking Will. Sound design is still fantastic. The music was still just as strange as the first half, but I guess the second half was more grounded. I don't think it stuck out as much.
I will say I noticed the music a lot less this half.
Yes.
I would say we should talk about characters, but besides the Red Dragon and Reba, anything we have said throughout the series, it's still true about the characters.
Yeah. They're still the same characters. No one really developed like a lot, but we do get more Sassy Will. Sassy Will's a bit more sassy, I feel.
Oh, when Will's being fucking sassy to Scully, it's great.
Just roasting her. It was fantastic. That I noticed Hannibal almost got a little more cocky too, like when he was in his prison cell. Like he was lifting some Anthony Hopkins lines like, oh, you have time, like tick-tock or something like that.
I wonder if that was just to piss off Will to make him come back more.
It might have been too. And I noticed, I did notice, like, at the end too, when he escaped, he did get, like, a little more. I just kind of liked how he
say that again. You got cut off for me. Sorry.
When Hannibal, like, after he escaped the prison thing and they were going to meet the Red Dragon, he got just subtly more cocky, which I liked. And because Will comes out, he's like going to steal a cop car, and he's like, Will, you worry too much. And then when they're like meeting up, he's like, my feelings for you are a big inconvenience. Just a little subtly more cocky, which was fun.
But with the new characters, Reba is played perfectly. Yes. The relationship between her and the Red Dragon, I kind of wanted it to work out, even though I knew it wouldn't.
Right?
So I kind of give it credit for that, of actually making that love story feel kind of tragic.
Because they did it that love story much better in Manhunter than they did in Red Dragon. But even still, they did that really well here, too. Yeah, that was one of the most touching things about that whole movie. But yeah, she was cast perfectly, and Richard Armitage as for Red Dragon was perfect too. He was great.
He was scary and also kind of pathetic, which I don't know if that's what they were going for. Mm-hmm. But it works.
It works, yeah. And it just, the characters, everything melded together really good. And I know you pointed this out too, like there's way less, outright gore and like fucked up stuff, but it doesn't really matter because the rest of the story works so well.
And when it does get gory, it's much, even though this series has had fucked up bodies and whatnot, both of us kind of were shocked at the lip biting scene.
That was so ridiculous because it was so good, because it was one of those things too where you could, like, as he bit off, you could see the tendons ripping off his face. It was just
I also still love when Dr. Bloom fucking brings Hannibal the lips. He eats one of them.
Yeah, because he mails him. He mails him through lips, but like it flashes back. Jack says, "What happened to the other?" And he has it in his mouth. Just goes. He's like, "Don't worry, you'll get whatever you need from the other one. There's nothing on there that wouldn't be on here."
Fucking asshole.
It was also really nice seeing the two medical examiners again.
Oh yeah, the people in the morgue.
Yeah, because they disappeared for the first half of season 3, but they came back for the second half, and it was really cool seeing them again.
Yeah, it was nice to see them. They were way more comedic than they've ever been.
Yes, they were. But yeah, the gore, when it did happen, it was really impactful. I think that's the reason, is because they like showed a little more restraint. And it was also really cool how, because in the other movies they didn't really like you knew about the Red Dragon and everything, but they they do a lot more visualizing the Red Dragon, like showing wings grow out of him and a tail come out of him and stuff like that.
Yeah, the CG on that is actually fantastic. Like, okay, it's still TV CG, and you can tell they're not real most of the time.
Most of the time it was fairly good, honestly.
It was pretty damn good for TV. And even at the end, when they're fighting at night, there's a nice little detail of like how see-through the wings are because it's thinner skin, and also the glow of the moon and how the shadows shape around it.
Yeah, you could tell that like they like darkened it and like actually touched it up to make it look like it was at night. There was like almost a shine to it from the moonlight. It was really, really rough. I was really impressed. If I ever work on a TV show with a TV show budget, I'm getting whoever did Hannibal.
Honestly. Or the one scene where, because Hannibal and the Red Dragon keep talking, and we'll show them in Hannibal's old office.
Yeah.
And there's one moment where he turns into the Red Dragon, and I still don't know if that was makeup or not.
Yeah.
Of course, it was in the episode directed by Guillermo del Toro.
Was it actually Guillermo del Toro? Was that his name?
Yeah, it was the episode I was like, did you see who the director was?
Yeah, because I actually wasn't paying attention to the little credits at the bottom.
Yeah, that made me start paying attention to the directors. I was like, who else is working on this
yeah,
thing?
actually. And I was like, oh, knowing him, that dragon was probably practical.
It might have been. I do not know.
Yeah. But,
And also the visuals on the Red Dragon's death, because he falls backwards onto the concrete, and his blood spreads out to look like the wings around him. It's so cool.
I loved that. That was fantastic. That was the best fight scene in the whole. It was so cool. Oh my god. Like, if you were going to have a final fight scene, that was the perfect one to go out on.
However, it was not the most satisfying fight scene.
How so?
That still goes to Jack being a Hannibal.
Yes, absolutely. That was ridiculously satisfying. Yeah, anything else you can mention about, like, cinematography, characters, or anything else?
There is. The final scene of Will and him, because...
Are we going to talk about the ending?
Oh, is there anything more you want to talk about before we get to...
That's what I was asking you.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know if you were meaning that as wrap up.
I meant that as, like, let's talk about the ending scene. So.
Well, okay. Oh, I could have just segued into it, but now we've had.
Well, okay,
more
I didn't. I just was just making sure that there was nothing else that you wanted to talk about before I segued into it. I think we both kind of were thinking the same thing. So we're just having a battle of the playlist. Do you want to go? I don't know. Do you want to go?
Don't you know? No, I don't think there's anything else really.
Yeah, just a fantastic fucking adaptation of Red Dragon. But yeah, let's talk about that ending.
I felt it was perfectly satisfying.
So did I, honestly.
And it makes sense to me. And this is I'm not going to say the ending of the Killing Joke, but I have similar emotions to it. The Killing Joke is very much up for interpretation, so don't worry if you haven't read that or watched the movie.
This one is pretty definitive. It's not really up for interpretation.
This one's definitive, but the reasoning here, because I love when Will says it's beautiful. He grows this smile and starts to laugh.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that reasoning, the reason he goes over the cliff, is because even though he understands this is who he is not happy that is who he is.
Yes.
And he knows even if they went back to whatever life would be after all this,
yep,
it's probably still going to end with either him or Hannibal dead.
Yeah. Like, and it's the way that they built up the relationship. Thanks. It's the way that they built up the relationship between Hannibal and Will throughout the whole series, kind of leading up to this. That honestly made sense to end it that way.
I don't know if it felt tragic.
In a way. Like, for Will, at least. So, like, I had a feeling they were going to kill off Hannibal, or at least imply they kill it off him. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, at least for Will, because, like, his family's going to have to mourn his death and all that. So.
His dogs won't
Exactly!
Though I guess his kid and wife are important, too. But
yeah, but... But yeah, because, they kept saying throughout the last half of the season, it's like, if I think Will even said at the beginning, he's like, if I do this, I'll never be the same again, or something like that. So.
Dead is the opposite of being alive, I gotta say.
But yeah, it's like he knew that this was going to end either way, like you said. So it was just kind of the perfect ending of both of them dying, because after they killed the Red Dragon, where were either of them going to go after this? Honestly.
Yeah, seriously. For this version of Hannibal and Will Graham, this is the perfect ending.
Yes, of them just both going off a cliff and dying. So. not a lot of stories really do that well, with both the main characters dying and it feeling satisfying and it feeling, this is the way it should be.
Yeah, it's very rare for me to something where both main characters die or all the main characters die, but this one did actually satisfying.
Yes.
I can only think of a few other examples, but I'm not going to say them because spoilers.
Obviously. But yeah, I was not disappointed. And there was
VeggieTales Christmas special, but besides that, I won't spoil anything else.
And they did have a little stinger at the end with Scully, which we didn't know what it meant at first, but after we looked it up and saw what the interpretation was supposed to be, she was cooking dinner, but then no one showed up. She cooked her own leg or whatnot. It's like, yeah, they're dead.
She was setting up their honeymoon and they never came.
Yeah, right. But yeah, and also, like we've said, I know we said this off the air, but Brian Fuller has said he had plans for a season 4, but how?
Yeah, I don't. We even were talking about if they tried to adapt Silence of the Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to do that, you'd have to cut out Will in order for the dynamic to Hannibal and what's her name in the movie?
It's Clarice Starling.
Clarice. And I think completely cutting Will out of the show would ruin a lot of the dynamic and fun of this version of Hannibal.
And that's exactly why it would ruin it. It's not, it's not that they couldn't do it. It's that this version specifically, I don't feel could have done Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, and then just like, if you don't do Silence of the Lambs, okay, what's season 4 then?
Yeah, exactly. It's
there was one thing I was going to mention before the ending.
Okay.
Because I talked about this with you as well when we wrapped up, where it felt like the first half of this season is where they got out all the trippy shit they could.
Yeah.
Because they didn't feel they could insert that into the Red Dragon story.
Which is fair, in a way, honestly.
It's fair, but I also would have kind of enjoyed them working with that sort of constraint of like, okay, let's keep this with the similar arts, with the same level of trippiness as the rest of the season.
Yeah, and it does get really trippy. Don't get us wrong. but
it is probably the most grounded part of the show.
Oh, it's by far the most grounded. Like, the scenes in which it really gets trippy are honestly only with the Red Dragon and him him in the quote-unquote Red Dragon tormenting himself, because there's the one scene like where he's watching the film and the film wraps around his head and he looks at the camera and has that weird glowy effect on his eyes and coming out of his mouth.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
That was really cool. And then like, of course, all the scenes with the Red Dragon itself, like the Red Dragon, him fighting with the Red Dragon, or like him growing wings and shit like that, was really cool.
Or his tail.
Or his tail, yeah. Like there's like where his tail trips him and falls down. It's just, but yeah,
where it just beats the shit out of himself.
Yeah, but it would have been really interesting to like see creatively at least what they would have done had they gone the more trippy route.
And that isn't negative. That's just that's not even like a nitpick. That's just an observation.
Yeah. It's just more of like that would have been interesting. It's not really like this deters from the series. No,
ruined everything. Also, with season 3 as a whole,
yeah,
I know there are people who think this is the worst season, and there are some who think it's the best season.
Yeah, it's very divided.
I can understand someone not enjoying the season, especially with the first half.
The first half really slaps you in the face, like, with the trippiness. Like, it pulls no punches. It goes full on art house.
Yeah.
Like, it went a little art house before. Like, there were scenes, like, there was some really trippy shit, but, like, we always had that dynamic of, here's the grounded part, usually with Will and the investigation, here's the weird trippy shit. But no, this just literally went, this is full out trippy, art house, just, bullshit.
Yeah, and if that scared people off, I 100% understand.
Yeah. Like, we were able to enjoy it, I think, because we've seen more art house movies, but...
Yeah, and also, it's not like we had an option not to go through the series.
Exactly.
We can't stop halfway through.
Exactly. But no, yeah, I personally really enjoyed the Trippy stuff, but yeah, I could absolutely see if it would put normal viewers off, because it's almost truly Cooley levels of slapping you in the face with how this is how trippy it's gonna be.
Yeah, just more dark, sinister trippy than funny music video trippy.
Yeah, exactly. It just from the way they talk to the cinematography to just the weird effects, it's just, yeah, I can see them putting that off. But if you are interested in it, stick through it, because the second half is phenomenal.
Also, I'm pretty sure you are the only person in the world who compared Fooly Cooley to Hannibal.
Probably, but that's not too far of a stretch with how I did it.
Still funny to me. Actually, trying to choose a best season is even hard for... Like, I know you usually have a problem with going like a best to worst sort of thing.
Well, the thing is, well, okay, it depends. Like, if it's a more episodic series, like The X-Files or something, yeah, I can do that. Like, this is my favorite episode, second favorite, third favorite, but with a show that has a running, continuous storyline, it's a little harder. And no, we pointed out our favorite episodes for season 1 and 2.
Favorite episodes, but I'm trying to... Like, thinking,
favorite
what was
season,
the best season?
That would be... That's really hard, because the thing about this show, like, obviously with longer running shows, like, you can point out, like, oh, this season was weaker, but every season of this show was phenomenal in its own way, if I'm being honest. It's so hard.
The mental games in season 1, you had the untrustworthy narrator.
Yeah, where Will just becomes untrustworthy just out of the blue, and that twist was brilliant.
As things slowly go crazy in that one. In season 2, the mind games played between both of them are fantastic.
Yes.
In season 3, it's this growing rage almost as things build and build until we get the final, very satisfying payoff.
Yes. Yeah, that's one of the most satisfying endings to a TV show I think I've ever seen. That was phenomenal.
Yeah. A part of me wants to say, at the moment want to say season 1 if I was like had a gun to my head, but that would be up for debate.
Yeah. I honestly can't really say at this point which season was my favorite, because they were all amazing.
If you haven't sat through this show, even if you heard all our, do still get it.
Yes.
Like, the Blu-rays are $30, I think.
They vary. Like, 'cause sometimes I think we got it like $25 on sale or something like that. Like, $25 to $30 for 3 seasons. That's a hell of a deal. Get it.
And for this high of quality, yeah, get the shit out of them.
Support this, because this was a fucking phenomenal show. Worth every single drop of praise that it got from critics and audiences.
And if there is a season 4, if Brian Fuller did have something to finally wrap this up, I'm willing to sit through it. Willing. But as it stands, it's probably his best TV series. I've at least checked out all of his other TV series except American Gods.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. So you say it's better than Pushing Up Daisies or any other ones, huh?
Dead Like Me has a lot of problems. I still enjoy it, but it has a lot of problems. Pushing Up Daisies, that is so weird to go back to because it has the same camera work as Hannibal.
Really?
It's weird. It's just weird. Well, I think it's on the short wheel, actually. So we'll get to that at some point.
Yeah.
I think you'll see it too, where it's like, oh, this does. It just feels off as hell.
But yeah, no, if we were to say, well, like, which one was his masterpiece, it's this show. This was so good.
At the moment, it's Hannibal. All his shows that I've seen are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So do check him out. He sadly gets all his shows canceled. I don't know why.
They all get canceled either after like 2 or 3 seasons. It's weird.
Yeah, I think Pushing Up Daisies had 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, is there anything else we have to say on Hannibal season 3 or Hannibal as a whole?
I think honestly that's it. This was a fucking amazing ride, honestly. Like I said at the beginning of season 1, and I'll reiterate this again, like I knew this show was going to be really good. Like I knew it was going to be like amazing, but like I did not expect it to be this good. Like this was phenomenal. Like everything about it, the cinematography, the tone, the special effects, the characters, everything about it was honestly perfect, and it worked in its own way. I would absolutely recommend this series. So
I'm really glad I gave it a second chance. I think I said this back when we covered season 1.
Well, then again, you only watched it when you were little and you'd only seen the Hopkins version, yeah?
Well, I had just seen Silence of the Lambs, and also I watched it because of Brian Fuller, and I knew he worked on Pushing Up Daisies. So I was because even in Silence of the Lambs, there's still kind of a jokey tone with the way at least Anthony Hopkins is.
Yeah.
But this show is a lot more fucking serious.
Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen's interpretation of Hannibal is way different than Anthony Hopkins.
Which is also a fantastic choice.
Yes.
And I threw the show off thinking it was just going to be boring, stale, and I didn't give it enough of a chance, which I'm fucking glad I did.
Hell yeah. This was one hell of a ride. I absolutely recommend this. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's probably one of the best American TV shows ever made.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and yeah, it's a little bittersweet because that's the end of Hannibal. But at the same time, we get to do something we haven't done in forever with the long wheel.
Well, actually, we've never spun the long wheel.
Oh, I thought we spun it once just to get Hannibal.
No, that's when we were still using the old TV wheel, and then we realized the problem with multiple seasons.
Oh, okay. You want to reiterate that just in case people haven't heard?
Just how the two wheels work?
Yes, please. Because we kept changing them up over time.
Yes, okay. Yeah, sorry for that if you viewed earlier episodes and then are suddenly here. The way the TV wheels work, we have a short wheel. Those are shows that are 1 to 2 seasons long. That wheel is spun between long TV series, which the one we just did was Hannibal. The long TV series are 3 to 5 seasons, I think we limited to at the moment.
Yeah.
And basically what will happen is we are going to spin the long wheel. That whatever show we land on, we'll watch the first season of that, spin the short wheel, watch whatever it lands on, then watch season 2 of the show, etc.
Yes. And so on and so forth.
And right now, we have the long wheel, which is 12 shows. Shall I go through them?
Please do. Yes.
We have Lethal Weapon, the TV series. Star versus the Forces of Evil, which just ended. Ash versus Evil Dead. Mr. Robot. Twin Peaks. Preacher. Fringe. Samurai Jack. Breaking Bad. The Good Place. Gotham. And The Strain.
Yeah, the reason we split them up is because, like, we realized if we don't do this, we'll never fucking get through the wheel, at least in a timely manner. So we decide, hey, we'll have a short season or a short show list and a long show list, basically. So.
Yeah, because originally we just had all the shows on one wheel, and the problem we thought of the problem like, okay, we watch one season and then put it back on the wheel, but then we might never land on it again. Okay, so we were going to do what I just explained. But then we were like, oh, but what if we land on our long show? Then what do we do? So we split it up this way to make more sense.
And this is
also,
oh, sorry, go on.
Also, if you're going to complain that all these shows are rather new, it's what we know, and it's what we want to watch.
So sorry.
Sorry. And the reason for Breaking Bad is because I haven't seen it. Yeah. So you'll get well, I've seen season 1, but that's it.
And I have seen that show, so.
Yeah. So if you're thinking like, oh, too many people talked about it, we're going with... I haven't seen it, so we get to see how someone new would interpret it.
But yeah, this is the first inaugural spinning of the long wheel.
Yes, it is.
And actually, we're gonna get the sound. I won't have to add the or the fucking roulette wheel sound effect, which is nice.
Oh, I can actually turn off Discord.
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
Just let me know when you're ready. I know you have to have technical jabber stuff.
That. And let's spin. Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, what we get?
Oh shit, camera, I can't hear you.
Oh, hello? Shit. Shit! Damn it. Justin? Hello? Justin?
Come on, give me.
Oh god. Oh, I'm gonna be in suspense, audience. Isn't this fun?
There we are. Okay.
Oh, I'm back?
Yes, because that turning down was actually going into my audio mixer and turning off Discord sound.
Oh god, I'm in suspense. God, my heart, man. You gotta tell me.
Next time. First up is actually The Strain.
Ooh.
Which I think is the only show on here that we know nothing about.
Ooh, well, it's a vampire show, yeah?
Sort of.
Yeah, I was saying, didn't you've never seen it? You know the premise, though.
I saw the first episode.
Okay, the first episode of the first season.
Yes.
Oh, that's exciting. Yes.
So,
and how many seasons did that run, just so we know?
4, I think.
Okay.
4 or 5. I think it's 4.
Okay.
But yes, next time we'll be covering a movie, which I'm lost. We are.
It'll be Lone Wolf and Cub.
Well, okay. Yeah, because Hannibal. We still have to release Hannibal Part 1 at the moment. It's 420, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, it's Hannibal Part 1, or Season 3 Part 1, then Lock, Stock, then Hannibal Season 2 Part 2, or Season 3 Part 2, and then Lone Wolf and Cub.
Yep.
And then what's the next short one again?
Short series?
What did we get for that after we finished Guilty Crown?
We didn't spin it, remember? Because we went back to Hannibal.
Oh, yeah, okay. So we're going to do season...
So we'll spin it once we're done with The Strain Season 1.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Also, just talking about how we used to do TV Wheel, I am so sorry we split up like anime into 3 parts, even though it could have been 2.
Like with Angel Beats, I know I said this off air too to him, but with Angel Beats, that was fine just because of how emotionally crushing that show is. But Eden of the East, we could have absolutely
we could have. I apologize for that.
Sorry, guys. We know better now. And Gravity Falls Season 1 was heavily split up, right?
I think it was as well.
Yeah, so we probably could have done that.
Oh, we made up for it by making Season 2 1 episode.
Yes, that's true.
But yeah, I don't know how we're going to split up The Strain. It might be 2 parts like Hannibal. It might be 1 part. We'll see.
Yes. But yeah, I think that's it, boys.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for this wild ride. Again, if you haven't seen it,
minute.
What?
If it's vampires next, you know what that means?
What?
I can still ask, what's the deal with human food?
And here I thought I was done with that.
Yeah!